Hello there, mateys. This is Gary Scouts in Pirates of the Caribbean Film Series. Simon Angels here. Today's day is Thursday, May 4th, 2023 today. Let's see if we did that for about my storylines at about listen to my friends were working on 6 hours ago. It was a risk, including from one of Cornfield's parents is figured out for about yesterday, and then we're just gonna pray together on Manorwood Parks, and they both passed away for about yesterday. Even his mom and dad say goodbye with his twin sisters, and I supposedly for about last few minutes ago. I know sometimes do have about most of the issues about. I think Corn's mom and dad yesterday was extendedly for about 60 days in the hospitals. I think they left him from his house. I think they left him their house for about last 2 months ago, from February 2022. Like at the end of February. Well, I don't know, sometimes it's just due for about making people just hospitalization for about even some passing away. Sooner, I don't know what, just sometimes it's just new all this stuff about. We've been in about a hospitalization for the last month ago. Well, basically, I just did for about my storylines for the last few months ago. I was definitely selling them out for the months ago. I did a lot of things, right? I just did a lot of things about, like a whole timelines about my storylines as far as I could go. As long as I worked this out about a few months ago. So things about the tomorrow days about happening days. So even Corns finds out on that he can able to write down for tributes to his parents and with his twin sisters. And eventually, so we talked to the Cody, Parker, Mark, and Michael. We're just gonna pray together with Corn and his mom and dad for about. Listen, gonna have to meeting here with Manaway Park. And thanks to the process to about. I was unfortunately wasn't in about unforgettable all I wanted did. As far as I know about forgiveness for sins, as long as it works itself for about all things about time, as long as soon as about the most possibilities and some cares. I know sometimes the Suze is suicided for the last month ago, and I listed for about my storylines for about 123 days as the VidCons. I know this VidCons for about Jesse's things for the last 8 years ago for the first time ever. Like do so. All I have to take are about the whole critical size besides the Psycho Dads and Big Brother and McJuggerNuggets here and the man named Corn. So tributes to his size to just like it did for about the tributes to Uncle Chris about last 2 years ago after he passed away for about COVID-19 pandemic was killed. Sometimes it keeps the way the stay-at-home orders again. I wish his Uncle Chris did not listen to the governors from the New Jersey states. All I have to know is about we're figuring that out. It's just one of it could about special Operation Orange Crush on Corn and Jesse and Uncle Larry. Even listed for the months ago. And so basically when decides when we decide between Jesse and Corn and gaming shows, between demolishing for about tractor drivers to destroy and demolishing on Operation Orange Crush was destroyed. Even Psycho Dad Destruction's Room. That was about last 7 springs ago. This is from April 2016. Eventually, Psycho Dad just called by Uncle Chris when he quit his job from the farm series for the last appears to be last farm series for the list of the video cameras and making this film for the last 20 days ago. Even though I was in basically he was so nervous that all I have to do is want to figure out. It's kind of like to be serious. Everything's a problems. Nothing is a problem. Sometimes we're just gonna have to talk about on how to pay. And eventually, Uncle Chris is upset about Jesse, and then even he almost quit his job for about to say goodbye to the farm series, about 20 days working for the job for about during bringing his film with the cameramans, and seems it's alright at that to take breaks, to take works, take lunch. I might just go over for the last few years ago, like 7 more years ago, from the last 2016. Now, basically, that was about for the last month ago. That was about 7 years and 1 month. And Jesse was considering for about meeting with the Psycho Dad's brother with about the Richard Studios. It also is about, are you happy? He was saying unhappy for about the list of the farm series. With the thought about the Milky with the goats, Milky with the cows, and Milky with the chickens, and due to about from the nurseries. That could be a lot or to have. Like, the guy is just figure out he's doing it pretty upset for about listed to go over about he's done about backfires for about like a fine for $100. It sort of basically is spinning a hangout for about the treehouse, like taking the 15-minute breaks. He's thrown over for the last month ago. Listed the timelines for listed the party words for the 4 hours and 30 minutes. I was listed for the last month ago. I was certainly, Uncle Chris just figures out, well, Jesse was every pay for pay for rentals or pay for the minimum wage for about he can buy 2 apartments wherever he can, and well, he's doing it on his job about the YouTube studios as long as he works this out for every day, every month, every week, and then it could be about every year. Jesse was to figure out for about Jesse pays the whole time, like as soon as his house rental pays for about rent for every month most possible. Like says that we do a lot of things. All I have to think of most of it, as far as I am concerned, for the last few days ago, nothing much about 3 days ago. It seems Corn's apologizing for Uncle Chris for about while he's still raging for quitters after he shot at the Xbox One with a handgun. But Jesse says that that's really dangerous, and that's doing the bad things in a time. Like, he's playing this game for about showdowns, raging over for the last come away for about I don't know, sometimes they just do that about listed Xbox One gets shot, and it looks like hot as it's crap, like metal on it. It looks like in the metal there's holes in it that could be one for dangerous. Well, I guess having to make a choice for the last few months ago, like we do so for the last 10 years ago. Like some of those were about Xbox One as the prince of the Xbox One. As all we have here is the tribute to for the Jexy's gaming stuff for the last few months ago, after he was tributes to for the mid-20s. Jesse's farewell to mid-20s after he was a birthday for September 2012. Even a Jesse was it 10 years for the mid-20s. And that's all I have to do is all I have to just figure out. Like I love those guys for wishing we are blessed for you for those guys for the last few months ago. All I have to do that is like most of it for the last month ago. If Jesse was in these characters for it's not to make sense for the mid-20s for 10 years. For 20s through 29th. It's also about almost 10 years some of these were about September, like 2012 through 2022. 10 years were from mid-20s. Jesse was goodbye to for the 20s for even the 20s goes to the heaven. He would see him 20s a long time. He would see him for the heaven for the mid-20s, like Mark and Zach and Parker and Jesse. It's all it takes about tributing to Psycho Series. Well, I just gonna have to meet for Metalwork Park for praying for the Cornfield's parents after they were gone. I would pray for them. I would pray for him, for his parents and the guardian. At least we're gonna have to talk about this after I go for the gym. Alright guys, don't forget to hit the button to subscribe for more contents, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or via cameras, TikTok, so Google Chats or Crimes, and subscribe on the baddest stream on the planet, and Bella Twins as the Garcian Twins, the Nia Hearts, and the WWE, AEW, Impact, and JPW as Dynamite and Rampage and Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Subscribe on McJuggerNuggets and Big Brother and Ashley May. Well, thank you so much for coming, guys. So I have to go to for the gym today for doing cardio and weightlifting and boxing with kickboxing. With the Taekwondo roundhouse kick like Frankie did for about 20 years ago from 2003. I wish of what I thought for about 21 years ago in Taekwondo. And I'm rich. Besides the round table pizza. Alright guys, feel free to watch. Don't forget to keep it rigid, mateys.